You wouldn't think that the world would need to discover Paris.
No.
You know? Oh, is Paris nice? Never heard that before.
Never
The Olympics have
watched a
got me
movie?
thinking. You know? I don't know.
Matt Renew is in Paris, and Matt, the iconic landmarks are really the spotlight during these Olympic Games.
That's the plan, Kim and Kyle. Yeah, you know, try to use some of this entire city as the backdrop for the 2024 Olympics and use this massive sporting event to do a little marketing for one of the most famous cities in the world.
Working at the Paris Tourism Office,
We always say Paris is always a good idea.
Marketing Director Corinne Minigou will tell you it's not hard to sell one of the world's best-known cities.
Yeah, it's the magic of Paris, so you just have one city like that in the world.
But during the 2024 Summer Olympics,
Everyone will be looking at Paris for the Olympics.
Paris and its iconic landmarks are being seen by billions of people.
We've got quite a lot of places into the heart of Paris that will be very used for the Olympics, and that will be the theater of many competitions for sports, which will be amazing.
And this tourism office wants to make sure people not only rediscover Paris, but see a new, modern city.
Giving a more probably modern view of Paris, which is iconic and has its history, and we're very proud of it. But at the same time, it's also a very dynamic city with new exhibition, new cultural challenges.
With a focus on transportation, because if 15 million Olympic tourists are getting around during one of the biggest sporting events on the planet, then it should be easy during a person's vacation.
How we can ease the process for a visitor to come to Paris. Transportation, mobility, but ticketing, everything, booking, whatever.
And why Corinne says, even if you think you've seen all of Paris,
You can come 10 times to Paris and see a different Paris.
in this city, there's always more to discover.
This is the magic of the city.
And there is a lot to discover in this town. Tourism has dropped going into the Olympics, and at least at the very start of it with Air France and a lot of hotels around Paris saying they saw a drop in business. But some estimates indicate that Paris could see around $4 billion of an uptick in tourism after the Olympic Games. Reporting from the Summer Games here in Paris, I'm Matt Renew. Kyle, Kim, you know, after London held their Olympics, they saw a big uptick in tourism and business. That was back in 2012. We'll see if Paris can have the same triumph.
Oh, I see what you did there. I don't doubt that. All right, man, I have an uncomfy question I've been meaning to ask you for a couple nights now, and this is perfect. So, as somebody who has only been to Paris once and just a brief little trip, the city is astonishing, right? Astonishing in so many ways. But the people were not particularly warm, the ones that I ran into. And I felt like it kind of fit into the stereotype. And I'm curious, like, maybe I just read into that. What's been your experience? You've spent more time there, more visits. You're obviously there while they're in the spotlight. What have you sensed from the locals?
I got to tell you, Kyle, we were here a year ago before the Olympics, and then now almost 3 weeks we've been in Paris. And that has not been the experience, at least for me. I've seen some very friendly people in Paris. Maybe not on the metro when you're crammed onto the little subways, but outside of that, everyone's been extremely friendly. They'll come up to you, they'll say hi, they'll ask where you're from, they'll want to know if you're enjoying the Olympics. And so I've run into a lot of very friendly people, even in the restaurants. I don't speak French. When I'm trying to muddle my way through a menu, they're very helpful. So, hi, see, there you go right there. Some people saying hi. So it's been a very friendly city.
That's great to hear. That's great to hear.
Maybe it's Matt or Kyle.
Maybe we found what the issue is, right? I feel like we've isolated the issue. You know, if millions of tourists have a great time, Matt included, I'm just saying.
And I got to tell you, I think maybe it's my French nose and my French last name that's helping me out in this city.
True.
Good stuff. All right, thank you, Matt.